Good morning, everyone. I was just out here watering the garden and I could not resist coming out and taking a quick video. Even though I'm so pressed for time, I walk around and I see everything coming to life and I just want to share it with you guys. But this field of wild primrose is about to pop, and if you just have a look at her gorgeous flowers, this entire area is filled with these flowers, and it just becomes such a lovely necklace, I like to call it, garden jewelry underneath our beautiful Japanese maple that we call Hasani, and that means beautiful one. Over here we have Shoma. She is our blood good maple, and Shoma means reaching for truth. We have our beautiful peonies that are still hanging on. I just cannot get over how gorgeous they are. We had several varieties when we bought this property, and we've just started moving them around because they were stuffed under Hasani. They were not really doing well, so we moved them out, and now we get this beautiful display. And I just love how the colors complement Shoma and our beautiful red iris from my friend Kathy that are just outstanding. So I love this morning light. Everything is so beautiful. These are butterfly bushes that all came from seedlings from one butterfly bush that we brought a piece of from our old house 8 years ago already. And that larger butterfly bush there is also one of the originals that we brought over because it was so beautiful. And now somehow they've all morphed into different colors. There are ranges of purple, pink, cranberry. Look at my beautiful weeping white spruce. We call her Yasuda, and from what I gather, that means slender one in Japanese, with her little red iris friends. They keep her company. And these butterfly bushes back here self-sowed in this area, and they grew so big they came clear across to the shed last year, and they were full of honeybees and butterflies, so we had plenty of pollinators. This butterfly bush also planted itself here. That will bloom soon, so I'll have a beautiful show of flowers for you. I'm about to harvest some spinach before I head out for appointments for the day. But this is doing pretty good. This is a Matador species or cultivar that I'm trying this year. It looks pretty good. It's not bolting yet, so I'm happy about that. These are a new variety of carrots that I cannot remember the name, but they're not bolting. And these carrots I sowed much earlier in the season, and they took forever to germinate. And then the birds came and really decimated our garden. But these guys are bouncing back, as well as these snow peas and snap peas. See, we have baby pea pods. And then my lettuce bed is doing pretty good. Not bolting yet, but we're keeping an umbrella back here in the area to just give it some shade and let it cool off. I really hate when my lettuce bolts. I love my lettuce in my salad. These are the dragon's egg cucumbers. They are actually growing by the hour. It's just absolutely amazing to watch this happen. This little green top here, these 4 areas are Clancy potatoes. And these are the potatoes that I sowed from store-bought russet potatoes, and they grew some eyes. So I cut them back into little pieces and let each piece have some eyes, and then I buried them down a few inches, and we continue to hill around them. And soon we'll have potatoes, I think. And all these straps that are coming up are actually garlic bulbs that John's been sowing from just leftover pieces of garlic that start to go to seed. Look at the view of our lovely garden. She is just, this is my heart back here. And I'm so excited to think that I grew a majority of this from seed. And I'm sure you're probably sick of hearing me say that, but I want you to be motivated and inspired to grow something. And when you see how easy it is, you know, like this year, for instance, there was a hard time getting Jimmy Nardello peppers, Marconi peppers. I lucked out and got a few Marconis. Couldn't find any extra shishito, which I normally grow from seed anyway, but I like to have a few parent plants that start early just to give us, you know, a head start. So I realized that I saved some Jimmy Nardello seeds from last year, and I thought, let me direct sow, because I forgot about them and I pulled them out way later in the season, so it decided to make an appearance. So I self-sowed the Nardello seed from a store-bought plant last year. I'm so happy that I did that. It's last year's tag, and there's our little Jimmy Nardello's doing its thing. So this stuff wants to grow, and this just reminds me of my dreams of having a great garden. The dream wants to grow, the garden wants to grow. It motivates me. I'm so satisfied when I see the life that happens back here, just from sowing a few seeds. This is apricot lemonade cosmos that's coming up. We have lots of cosmos in here. Buckwheat, which is also known as soba. We have white, pink, and red. And these things act to, the soba pulls nutrients up from deep in the earth to nourish the plants around it. It also repels unfriendly insects. The marigolds repel insects. And the other flowers act to attract our pollinators. So there's a little bit of flowers growing in every bed. Here are the peppers. Everything has flowers on it. Sorry for my camera work. This is a very impromptu video. I'm running very late today, but I'm just so motivated by the beauty of my garden. She's beautiful. These are Borghese tomatoes. They're a very happy grape tomato. Again, dahlias are growing back here. Calendula, Martino's Roma tomatoes. The one thing that's suffering though is my eggplant. And there's something that comes and eats it, turns my leaves into lace. The fruit always bounces back, and they do have some flowers starting. But whatever this bug is, it's just really having its way with my stuff, and we don't spray any chemicals. So, on the other hand, the direct sowed seed of zucchini is doing beautifully. These cucumbers are muncher variety, direct sowed. They're doing pretty good. This area was an experiment for those. Our amazing cornfield. This is one of John's babies. He loves growing his corn every year, and he does a great job with it. So everything's hanging on with that. And a little berry patch. Amazing. I have to get in here and get underneath the net, which we've built built this structure here with net to bird proof it. And it's working so far. But the one plant in the back, this guy here, has big giant blueberries that are starting to blue. The blueing blueberries. How you blueing? And we have strawberries. I am so excited. We ordered these bare root strawberries from Norse Nurseries. I believe they're in Massachusetts. And they came in the mail bare root. And we planted them in April in this system, which is called a green stalk vertical garden. And we had to split the vertical garden because it's 7 tiers high and it gets very, very tall. And it self-waters each cell when you fill the top here. We had to split them up into pieces though, not only because the structure just really isn't tall enough to handle it because it's on a slope, but we get these terrible winds here now. So I figured I'd rather be safe than sorry and just split it up. So guys, here's the main garden, a view of the garden, the rear lawn, really beautiful at this time of day. And our beautiful blue Alaskan. You know, she doesn't have a name. Maybe y'all can come up with a name for me. I just haven't been comfortable with a name yet. 5 years later, she was just maybe 3 feet tall when we bought her, and she's, I don't know, 15 feet tall now. We have some daylilies, beautiful clematis. Some say clematis. Clematis. Growing beautifully. Some Asiatic lilies. And this is Cucumber County over here. And we have Chadwick cherries as well. Calling it Cucumber County because my cucumbers were not germinating very rapidly. So, I direct sowed them. This guy here I started from seed in the kitchen in March. I started it way too soon. I was very upset with myself. She was nearly dead. I put her in the ground. Now she's got tendrils and there's little tiny babies. Very exciting. These little tomato plants are volunteers from last year. These are Sweet 100s that were given to me as a starter plant from a friend. And my friend Kathy always seems to contribute to our garden in one way or another every year, so I'm always happy to share with her. This is one of the few cucumbers I buy as a starter plant, which is the Chef Jeff's Whopper cucumber. These are a very dependable starter plant to purchase. You get huge cucumbers, as well as this one, which is the Burpless variety of Chef Jeff's, and she's just happy to grow. All of this purple opal basil, I have some lemon basil, Genovese, Emily, started all of that from seed. It's doing really well. And yes, more cucumbers that were not cooperating in germination, so I planted more. And then they all decided to come to the party. So we're gonna have cucumbers. And our little cottage shed that we built, this is just a Craftsman resin shed. That gave us some heartache because we didn't anchor it down properly and she blew away in the wind, but we put it back together and did some earth anchors and she's hanging on. This is our bird's aviary that I designed and we had someone come out and help us build. This is some German chamomile, or chamomile some say, grown from seed. Very happy about that. The chamomile is known to have its calming abilities, and honestly it keeps our male eclectus parrot calm when I dry it and put it into his food. He's a noisy bugger. So my Chadwick cherries grown from seed, I hope you can see. The light is a little strange. They're doing really well. So this is the garden on March 31st, not March, May 31st, 2022. We're off to a great start this year, guys. I'm really, pleased that we have things growing. We're trying some different things as far as growing flowers. This area is a little messy because I didn't know what was going to happen and I threw it all on the ground. Now we're afraid to weed. So we have to work on that. But these little pots are a variety of seeds of flowers that I started. Some indoors and some I put the seeds right in the pots. So soon we'll have beautiful ornamental flowers there. And all of our coneflower and black-eyed Susan will be going to flower very soon. And as many of you know, we lost all of our koi earlier this year. It was absolutely heartbreaking, as well as losing 2 more of our parrots. So all of my girls are gone and all of my koi are gone. I lost a parrot and a pond full of koi all in a week's time this year over the holidays. It was absolutely heartbreaking. So they're spawning right now. They've been laying a lot of eggs. They're down low because it's very hot here in New Jersey. I think it's going to be in the high 90s today. So I should get my rear end to work here and get myself ready to go to my appointment. I have to go harvest some lettuce and kale for our lunch today and call it a day. So thanks for walking along with me in our backyard garden, everyone. I really enjoy showing you the growth and the progress of this space. I hope you'll watch the video. I hope you're inspired by it. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.